Who the fuck are you?
If you thought the beat-em-up genre was dead, 2026 is here to punch that idea straight through a wall. I'm talking about chaotic co-op throwdowns to cinematic single-player slugfests. This next wave of brawlers is sure reviving arcade-style mayhem with everything modern, be it insane combos, roguelite twists, and couch-friendly co-op that'll test friendships and controllers alike. So grab your gear, stretch those thumbs, and let's smash through the 10 best upcoming beat-em-up games of 2026, because the streets are calling again.
Wake up, human.
Mad King Redemption. It's wild how roguelite mechanics have started sneaking into almost every genre, but this one, it actually makes sense. Developed by Secret Mission, Mad King Redemption turns the beat-em-up formula on its head with a fusion of old-school brawling and strategic roguelite progression. You can expect its early access debut in the first quarter of 2026, with 4 heroes already ready to swing, punch, and redeem themselves in a cursed kingdom gone insane. The story follows a fallen monarch whose grief for his dead queen drives him into forbidden resurrection magic, shattering his sanity and dooming his realm. You step in as one of the damned heroes, burdened by a personal sin, carving your way through corrupted knights, necromancers, and the Mad King's monstrous servants. After every run, you upgrade your Brotherhood of Heroes, unlock artifacts, balance risk-reward powers, and dive back into randomly generated stages for redemption. The devs plan to double the playable roster and worlds by full release, and we're expecting plenty of chaotic co-op brawls too. For now, it's shaping up to be one of 2026's most promising modern retro beat-em-ups.
Not so fast, Skeletor! Whoa, what's happening? He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Dragon Cruel Destruction coming soon to all platforms?
Yes, it's He-Man and the Master.
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Dragon Pearl of Destruction. You can't talk about upcoming beat-em-ups without bumping into this absolute nostalgia bomb. From Bitmap Bureau, the same studio that nailed the retro combat formula in Final Vendetta, comes He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Dragon Pearl of Destruction, a 2D magic brawler that looks like it just leapt out of your favourite 80s Saturday morning cartoon. Limited Run Games is publishing, which means it'll likely get both digital and collectible physical editions when it finally launches, though the date is still unannounced. Here's what we're expecting. 12 massive levels across Eternia, packed with recognisable villains, destructible scenery, and boss encounters that demand co-op synergy. You'll swap between He-Man, Teela, and Man-at-Arms, with their unique movesets, combos, and flashy magic specials that can clear entire screens when charged. The sprite work, enormous, fluid, and absurdly detailed, pure fan service for anyone who grew up shouting, "By the power of Grayskull." Underneath the nostalgia, Bitmap Bureau is weaving tight, combo-driven gameplay built for 2-player couch or online co-op, full controller support, and achievement hunting. I'm personally thrilled to see how this team balances old-school toughness with modern responsiveness, because Eternia's going to need every punch it can get.
They've taken my brother. It's time to fight.
Redline, I got your back. Always.
Spine, this is Gun Fu. Now this one looks like it's straight out of a John Wick fever dream. Spine. This is Gun Fu from Neki, blurs the line between a beat-em-up and a third-person cinematic brawler by turning close-quarters gunfights into an acrobatic art form. The developers have spent years refining what they call spinemations, a real-time animation system that ensures every kick, shot, and dodge transitions seamlessly, giving the entire fight a movie-like rhythm. You can expect it to land on PC and consoles sometime after 2025, with Neki teasing that it's nearly ready for public demos. The story follows Redline, a rebellious street artist, and her sentient combat implant Spine as they take on an authoritarian AI regime that's kidnapped her brother. Every duel unfolds in a gleaming, decaying cyber metropolis where each bullet, ricochet, and melee blow is choreographed with cinematic flair. Gameplay is pure adrenaline, a hybrid of martial arts melee and precision gunplay. You'll wall run, slide shoot, counter in slow motion, and string combos that feel straight from a film reel. And the camera? It's not static. It moves dynamically, framing every scuffle like a blockbuster one take. We're expecting Spine to redefine what gun fu actually feels like when you're the one pulling the trigger. Scott Pilgrim EX. There's no universe where I skip talking about this one. Scott Pilgrim EX, developed and published by Tribute Games, marks the glorious return of one of gaming's most stylish and chaotic beat-em-up franchises. Set for 2026, this isn't just a remaster or spin-off. It's a brand new story written by Brian Lee O'Malley himself. Toronto's gone off the rails again, and now it's crawling with vegans, robots, and demons. 3 rival gangs tearing the city apart across time and space. Gameplay takes everything we loved from the original and amps it up with wild improvisation. You can expect combo-heavy combat that rewards creativity, juggling enemies mid-air, hurling street signs, and smashing guitars into pixel confetti. 7 playable fighters, including Scott and Ramona, have their own style and upgrade paths, with badges and special items letting you tailor your build each run. The game's interconnected city layout replaces the old stage-by-stage format. Think side quests, secret areas, and story beats that shift based on your choices. Add in 4-player, online, and local co-op, dynamic quests, and a brand new original soundtrack by Anna Managuchi. And this is shaping up to be the ultimate revival of arcade mayhem. City of Rampage. It's refreshing to see an indie project going all in on pure brawler energy again. City of Rampage, from solo developer Cengiz Tazbalatov, channels the attitude of Comic Zone and Streets of Rage into something fierce, fast, and unapologetically old school. There's no release date stamped yet, but with a demo already live on Steam, we can expect the full launch sometime soon on PC and likely consoles if fan response keeps growing. The premise keeps it simple but stylish. You're a vigilante tearing through a crime-soaked city panel by panel, comic book style. The levels flow like a living page, filled with hand-drawn backgrounds and ink-splattered effects that make every punch pop off the screen. The soundtrack slaps too, thick bass lines and crunchy percussion that make every brawl feel like a street performance. Gameplay leans heavily into advanced fighting mechanics, parries, counters, juggling chains, environmental takedowns, and boss battles that actually demand pattern recognition. It's not about button mashing, it's about rhythm and precision. What I love most is how it combines the visual charm of classic Sega titles with the fluid responsiveness of modern fighters. If Tazbalatov sticks the landing, City of Rampage might become 2026's surprise breakout indie brawler, the kind that earns its punches one frame at a time. Avatar Legends: The Fighting Game. You know a project's serious when it's fusing fighting game fundamentals with Avatar-level world building. Avatar Legends. The fighting game from Gameplay Group International is shaping up to be the first real competitive fighter based on the franchise. Not a party brawler, but a full-blown one versus one arena built for precision and style. The devs are keeping the release window under wraps, but everything points to a 2026 launch window across PC and consoles with full crossplay. The art team is going all in on hand-drawn 2D animation, matching the original series' fluid bending sequences frame for frame. From Aang and Korra to Azula and Toph, they all come with a unique rhythm thanks to the flow system, which ties movement to bending momentum. Think chaining slides, aerial dodges, and elemental counters in one continuous motion. Support characters can be tagged mid-fight to alter your combat style or unlock new specials. We can expect a story-driven single-player campaign, full combo trials, and rollback netcode tuned for seamless competitive play. As someone who's followed this project's early showcases, I'm convinced it could be the rare licensed fighter that nails both fandom love and tournament-grade mechanics, a balance as delicate as mastering all four elements.
Let's kick butt, Lola!
Underling Uprising. There's just something about Saturday morning cartoon chaos that hits differently, and Underling Uprising totally gets it. Developed by Dummy Dojo and published by Abilite Studios, this upcoming 2026 beat-em-up feels like a homage to the wild 90s era of mutant mayhem, but polished for modern players. You'll take control of the Underlings, a squad of genetically enhanced experiments turned rebels, rocking their over-the-top powers and a serious grudge against the deranged scientist who created them. Coming to the gameplay, it's open-ended combo chains, juggle mechanics, animation cancels, and cinematic super attacks all come together for pure kinetic satisfaction. You can expect to ride mech suits, hoverpods, and other mounts, smashing through 7 massive global stages that ramp up in difficulty with each new boss encounter. It's fast, flashy, and fluid, with every brawl looking like it was storyboarded straight out of a lost Saturday morning pilot. With 4-player local co-op and versus modes, multiple difficulty tiers, and an arcade mode for score chasers, this one's shaping up to be both nostalgic and competitive. Underling Uprising sure looks like it's bringing Saturday morning energy back to your Friday night gaming sessions. MechAnimals. It's not every day you see the animators behind Kung Fu Panda, the Mario movie, and Minions jumping into indie game development, but that's exactly what's happening with MechAnimals by Bouncy Brain. The team's first project is an action roguelite beat-em-up that swaps grizzled warriors for adorable mech-piloting critters. And honestly, it looks way more ambitious than it has any right to be. There's no confirmed release date yet, but a playable demo is already out, hinting that we can expect the full game sometime around 2026 on PC and consoles. Set in the diesel punk world of Full Steam, players join Team Steam, a ragtag squad of freedom-fighting animals using renewable energy mechs to take down Croc Inc., an evil corporation choking the planet with AI-driven war machines. The missions will be a chaotic combo of close-quarters brawling and mech-based mayhem, shifting between your nimble pilot form and heavy-hitting mechanical armor. Every run plays differently thanks to randomized upgrades, unlockable mechs, and weapon drops, while the game supports single-player, local co-op, and even PvP arenas for 4 players. I'm personally excited for the mix of Hades-style roguelite loops and cinematic animation quality. It feels like a Pixar movie that decided to throw hands instead of hugs.
See, all I wanted to do was make things right. Understand what's happening to me. But I can't just walk my own path. Whoa!
Tenet of the Spark. Talk about ambition. Tenet of the Spark by Raw Games is aiming to pull off something few action titles dare. Real-time timeline switching as both a combat tool and a storytelling device. The developers describe it as a cinematic action experience, but underneath that is a cleverly layered brawler with puzzle elements that constantly make you think mid-fight. There's no release date yet, though insiders expect a late 2026 launch across all major platforms given the game's ongoing marketing push and multilingual localization support. You play as Will, a street fighter from the modern day haunted by visions that transport him between three eras: his gritty present, a Viking-age battlefield, and a mystical Aztec empire. Through the artifact known as the Spark, Will doesn't just witness these worlds, he becomes their warriors. You can expect to swap between timelines instantly. Use Will's boxing for tight, close duels, the Vikings' hammer to crush armored brutes, or the Aztec's agility and ranged precision to outmaneuver foes. Every encounter doubles as a combat puzzle, demanding you chain styles across eras while exploiting interactive environments, shoving enemies into spikes as a Viking, or striking from elevated ruins as the Aztec. The result feels like God of War meets Prince of Persia, and I'm genuinely intrigued to see if Raw can fuse these timelines into one cohesive cinematic brawl. Ghost Vanguard. If there's one upcoming beat-em-up that's oozing style and challenge in equal measure, it's Ghost Vanguard by Wombo Combo Games Inc. Set for a 2026 release, this dark fantasy roguelike brawler challenges you to survive and look cool while you're at it. The art direction feels straight out of an animated gothic opera. 2D visuals dripping with atmosphere, massive enemy designs, and smooth animation work that shows real confidence in every frame. For the story, a lone warrior's soul has been stolen, and you're diving into cursed dungeons to reclaim it. The floors reshuffle itself with new enemies, traps, and modifiers, so no two runs ever play the same. Combat is fast, fluid, and built around combo expression. Think Devil May Cry meets Hades. You can chain sword strikes with aerial slashes, weave in spell finishers, or trigger relic-based power bursts that completely alter your attack patterns. What's impressive is the depth of its roguelike systems. You'll build new synergies, each run using weapons, artifacts, and special abilities. I'm expecting big things from this one, because it already impressed at Bit Summit Drift 2024, and with the Kickstarter demo gaining traction, Ghost Vanguard could easily become the next cult favourite among precision combat fans. And that's 10 upcoming beat-em-ups ready to deliver pure button-mashing bliss in 2026. If you're craving some stylish swordplay, chaotic co-op, or pixel-perfect nostalgia, there's a new contender for every kind of fighter. What really gets me pumped is how these devs are blending old-school swagger with next-gen mechanics. So keep your eyes peeled, your combos tight, and your health bar full, because 2026 might just be the greatest comeback year the genre's ever seen.